Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the SL55 AMG. So for those of you that are new to the channel, my name's Simon. I've got a back catalogue of about 160 videos featuring a Maserati Gran Turismo, a Mercedes CL65, this beautiful SL55, and the latest edition, a Ferrari 360 Modena. Be great to have you as a subscriber. So in this episode, you join me in the SL55 in Sydney. Those of you who saw my last video will have seen how wet it was last weekend. It's a lot drier now, still a bit cloudy, still a few spots of rain in the wind, but a lot more pleasant. For those of you who've been with the channel for a while will know that back in December I purchased a Ferrari 360 Modena, and I knew that it had some things that needed to be done, and I'll link to a video up here where I went through most of those. So the car's been with Andrea for a few days now. He's stripped it down and is starting the work on those items. Unfortunately, however, it's always the way. There are some things which we didn't know about, which will have to be done. And in this episode, I'm going to take you through the things that are being done right now and the extra things that need to be done. We're joined today by some of our indigenous bird population. Beautiful kookaburra, laughing kookaburra, as they're called. It's perching atop a street sign there. So here we are with the SL, looking beautiful. It's one of those cars that you really have to enjoy with the roof down, and we haven't had much weather to allow us to do that for a while, so it's a nice change. It's really the only way you can get that beautiful V8 sound is to have the top down and the windows open, and it really does sound quite magnificent. Anyway, on to the Ferrari 360. So the issues with the Ferrari, as we've discussed in a previous video, primarily it was three items. Firstly, it was the air conditioning compressor. Secondly, the heat exchanger for the gearbox. And thirdly, it was the rear sway bar. So I went to visit Andrea last week after work, and it was really interesting to see the car up on the hoist. I was able to have a good look round the underside, and it really is incredibly clean and very tidy for a car that's nearly 20 years old. So very, very happy with its condition underneath. The engine bay was pretty well stripped down while I was there, and it was again fascinating to see it taken apart, stripped down, so you can see the transmission clearly. We checked the transmission mount, which I thought might be starting to wear out, but that looks very new, and so that's excellent. I should introduce you to my viewers.
Hey,
this is Andrea. Thank you for all your help with my Italian cars.
Pleasure.
So
this is the mounting.
Oh yeah,
Brand new.
Yeah,
like it was changed a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Brand new, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this thing's here. Don't touch it no more.
Oh, you've managed to move it.
Yeah, you unplug it all the bracket, and I have to finish it off.
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect. Andrea also showed me where he'd replaced the gearbox oil heat exchanger. The previous one had started to fail, so it was time to replace that.
I'll remove this. I'll put them on this afternoon. I replace all the gasket underneath.
Oh, great.
That was all off because the heat exchanger is just
it's right under there.
Underneath
yeah,
it.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
and also is one hose at the front. I replace.
Yeah, brilliant. Underneath the car, he had already replaced the air conditioning compressor, which is done from underneath. So that's all good news. This is where things turn a little bit sour, because there are a couple of things that were unexpected and will need to be dealt with. So the first problem is with the sway bar, and the sway bar actually fits through a tubular section underneath the car, and it looks like at some point there's been an impact at one end on that tube, and that's stopping the sway bar actually being fitted through. So we're going to have to get that part or that area of the tubing either pulled back out or cut out and re-welded so that we can put the sway bar in. So that's a little bit of a nuisance. It's gonna be a bit of an extra expense to get that done. The second major thing that needs to be done, which is unexpected, is the rear shocks, both of which appear to have failed. So I'm going to have to look for used replacements. New ones are extremely expensive from Ferrari. I think they're around $3,000 each. They're adjustable, they're adaptive. So I'm looking at second-hand items from breakers' yards or from parts specialists. So hopefully I'll be able to get those next week and shouldn't delay things too much. Anyway, that's the update on the Ferrari 360. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you didn't enjoy it, don't forget to do all the usual, smash the like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter down here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.